What's up, guys, and welcome back to another edition of Tesla Weekly Breakdown. We'll see what we're looking at this week for key levels to watch. If you're watching Tesla, this is going to be a great video for you. This is my breakdown and analysis going forward and how I trade Tesla. I like to trade Tesla more for longer swing trades, typically a few days to a few weeks. So not too long, but longer than day trades. So I like to look at this as more of a swing trade analysis, but you can use this for your day trading as well. But let's break down the key levels. What I have up at this time, if you haven't seen my recent videos or my past videos on Tesla, each week I post one of these, so definitely follow the channel if you haven't already. But 1 hour time frame, 4 hour time frame, daily, and weekly. And the reason we have two daily time frames is because we have the same indicator but with different settings on each one of those time frames, so we're going to get different results. Anyway, breaking down the 1 hour time frame first, this is going to be our quicker time frame for those quicker moves. If you're into day trading, this is going to be something that's going to be more attractive to you. At this time, Tesla has posted a 1 hour bearish candle there. We're seeing that bearish candle there, and we are now below resistance. So this was green area acting as support. Well, it didn't hold. It's now acting as a resistance. So the resistance levels that I have on the right-hand side here, we can see 303.98, and we have 302.74. So right there, 303.98 and 302.74. That's going to be our resistance, but that is on a smaller time frame. So again, it's going to hold less weight. So I would use that for maybe quicker type of trades. If I'm looking to day trade Tesla or even trade the commons, then this is something that I would be attracted to. Now, for me, I use this more so for an entry. I use the wider time frames that we'll look at in just a second for more the analysis on the whole market and what's going on there and what direction I want to position myself in. Right now, Tesla is showing bearish sentiment and a short trend on the 1 hour time frame with a couple resistance levels right there listed. Now, hopping over to our 4 hour time frame on the right hand side. So we went over the 1 hour time frame, now the 4 hour time frame right here top right. If I expand this chart, you'll see, again, this is going to be a little bit quicker moves. It is the 4 hour time frame, so we can still see the pre-market and aftermarket times involved into this price action. But what we're seeing is a resistance zone, and we have tested that resistance zone. If you've seen my past videos this past few weeks on Tesla, I've been saying, banging the table and saying Tesla for a longer term type of hold at this time is bearish, and this is why. This the reason we're saying it's bearish is because, again, it is below that resistance. So until we reclaim or close above that resistance on one of these candles and get that signal, something like this here, then we're not going to deem this as bullish. Until then, we're looking at possible short trend, short trades, maybe quick scalps to the long side, but we are more leaning towards short trend here on the 4 hour time frame until we reclaim that resistance. Key levels to watch this week on the 4 hour time frame and going into tomorrow's session is, of course, we have 311.10 as resistance and 321.34 another resistance. So a couple resistance levels there to watch on Tesla on the 4 hour time frame. So 1 hour time frame has provided resistance, so has the 4 hour time frame. Now, bottom left is our daily time frame with the quick trend setting on. That's going to be for our indicator here, the Pivot Pro. I have the quick trend setting on this daily time frame, so you will get faster moves. You can see it's been chopping up here, and this is really what we've been getting, guys. And this is why I'm not in love with trading this setting in this time frame, is because if you can see here, these are very choppy moves. So at times we're going to be in, out, in, out, in, out for small wins or small losses until we finally get that breakout type of move. Right now we are very choppy, very sideways. We kind of found a lull here. We peaked over here. Right now, in other words, we are sideways, right? And we don't like that. We want to see a breakout. It doesn't matter which way or which direction Tesla wants to break out. It doesn't matter. We'll trade calls. We'll trade puts. It does not matter, right? We're just waiting for that massive setup. But right now, as I'm seeing this, what I'm seeing on the daily time frame is, again, bearish sentiment. So at this time, yes, we've been sideways, but for now, it's showing me that we're going to continue to downtrend here until, again, we reclaim these major key levels. And now these are going to be major resistance levels, because this is a daily time frame. So because this is a wider time frame, I look at this to hold a little bit more weight as resistance, and that resistance level we have is 314.22 and 324.88. If we flip over to the other time frame or the other chart, which is again the daily time frame as well, right here in the center, this is going to be a daily time frame, but with the longer setting on the Pivot Pro. It's a little tongue twister there, but you'll see longer type of trend moves like you see here. These are going to be longer type of trend moves. I like this time frame. I like this setting. I like trading this setting. What I love to see is the signal, then the retest of our zone. So here was our signal. Here was the retest of our zone. This was the pullback. So again, this is pretty much sideways and not the type of price action that many traders are looking for, unless, of course, you're holding long and you're looking for this to break out to the high side. But regardless, what I'm seeing here is, again, resistance. Until we reclaim these key levels, we are acting as resistance. So even if we start to gap up here, that's great. We may see a little bounce on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's price action. However, we do have that wall of resistance above. So I'm expecting some choppy price action. I'm expecting some hiccups there, not expecting that fluent price action and beautiful type of trade that I love to be, trading more aggressive. So I think if I am trading to the long side, I would be a little bit more apprehensive. If I'm trading to the short side, I want to understand there is a gap here to this level. So there is a probability that we will retest that gap, retest that zone. It happens all the time, right? So it wouldn't surprise me to see this bounce back up to that zone, but doesn't just mean that I'm trading calls on that, right? I'm still leaning towards puts at this time. But the key level that I'm looking at, or key levels here on this daily time frame, and these are going to be a larger time frame, longer trend setting. So this is going to hold weight. We've got 316.45 and 334.95. We can round that up to 335. So we've got 316.45 and 335 as resistance on the daily time frame, and that's the longer trend setting there in the center. Now, for the weekly time frame, we have been looking bearish for a while now. These are weekly candles and weekly time frame here. So each one of these candles will represent a week of price action. So you'll see a lot of volume, a lot of movement here. However, again, resistance. We are now in a resistance zone, and we're kind of in between a support and resistance. We have support down here in this pivot zone. We have resistance above the current price action and just above this price as well. So key levels to watch here as resistance going into this week is going to be 313.79 and 364.52. So again, I'm leaning towards looking at all of these time frames and breaking this down quickly. I'm leaning towards puts. However, again, just want to make this very clear. We are separating from the trend area, the trend zone here, our resistance, right? We're pulling away from that quite a bit. So it wouldn't surprise me in the slightest if we bounced back into that zone. So again, I can look at this 1 hour time frame for those type of pivots, and I could trade to the long side. However, I just want to make sure that I'm aware that the wider time frames are letting me know that there's a cloud there. There's a dark cloud on probability of us breaking out to the high side, and until we start to clear those skies, I'm not too interested in calls. I'm more on the put side. But that being said, doesn't mean I won't trade calls, just means I don't want to be holding those calls for very long, because right now, pretty much all of our analysis here on each one of these time frames, as you can see here, is bearish, 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 right? So we're expecting short trend, we're expecting bearish sentiment, and we're expecting that choppy price action until we can clear above resistance, just above the current price. But guys, that is my breakdown, my analysis here on Tesla. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. I do this every week, typically around Sunday evening. So if you guys have a chance, join in and let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you in the Discord throughout the week.
Remember, trading isn't about being perfect. It's about being prepared. If you're serious about improving and want to learn directly from our live sessions, visit bullishboblive.com. We're live Monday to Friday, walking through setups, strategies, and everything in between. Thanks again for watching. Stay focused, stay sharp, and keep growing.